Sometimes living in a van in the middle of winter in Wyoming could suck really, really bad. Because, you know, you could get stuck literally anywhere on this road, on a trail, or just in a parking lot. I like to think of myself as a pretty responsible person, but last night I did not feel like going all the way to the gas station just to fill up with diesel. Instead of doing that, I just drove out to camp because I was so tired from working my 10-hour shift yesterday, but now I'm off. It's a beautiful morning. I've got to go get some diesel, and then we're gonna go head to the hot springs. Come on, we're almost there. I hope I make it with this amount of fuel. I never let it go this low because I know running out of fuel and a diesel, it's a little bit more than just putting gas in it, or diesel back in it. I put gas in it, it doesn't work out like you think, or maybe it does. It works out exactly like you think, putting gas in a diesel tank. Don't do that. But running out of diesel means you gotta fill the tank and then you have to bleed all of the diesel lines. And I don't wanna do that this morning. There it is. I think we're gonna make it. Diesel, not gas. We're looking good. And I threw away some trash as well. It's early, it's cold, the wind is blowing. I'm a little tired, but I just can't wake up late. I can't sleep in. I woke up at 3:30 like I always do. And we're gonna get the day started nice and early. All right, check out the snow. Getting it down here today was not the easiest, and I'm definitely going to have to throw the chains on to get out of here. Yeah, the snow isn't too deep. I think I could do it, but it's just gonna be a whole lot easier with chains. It's hard to see, it's dark. Let's go make some coffee and then I'll head down to the hot springs. It's days like this where a four-wheel drive would definitely come in handy. Just getting down to this little spot, there's a lot of snow, and throwing it into a four-wheel drive just to get myself out would be so much easier than going through the process of throwing the tire chains on, and then I'll reverse back a little bit more just so I can carry some momentum just to get up this little hill with snow on it. There's not a lot of snow. There's really not. All you need is ground clearance and four-wheel drive if you have it, and you get out to like 90% of the spots you want to go. And the same thing goes for like if you're driving in town after a huge snowstorm like we had. There's a lot of huge snow berms going into parking lots or just anywhere on the main road that if you were to high center yourself because you don't have ground clearance, all you have to do is throw it in four-wheel drive, get yourself out. I've been able to get by without four-wheel drive for, I mean, how many years now? A lot. I've driven everywhere that I wanted to drive. All the way up to the northernmost road in America and back down with no issues. I tackled all the dirt roads, just crazy washboarded roads, potholed roads, but this is no rock crawler. That's why I always thought I don't need a four-wheel drive because I'm not building a crazy rock crawler van. This is a van that I live out of. All I needed to do is be reliable, which we're struggling on that one always. It's a Volkswagen, come on. And get me down the road safely. Those are the two things, reliability and get me down safely as possible. It's days like this where I do wish I had a four-wheel drive. I've got some oatmeal because I'm starving for some reason this morning. Make some oatmeal, make some coffee, and go hang out down in the water. We're out here at the hot spring. We actually just got out. It's just too dark to film anything, so we got Cameron over there.
Oh, what's that?
And then turns out he got stuck in the snow as well.
No good, no good.
It's not ideal. It should be fine. I think it'll be easy. We'll just throw the chains on and get unstuck right away. It'll take us 5 minutes, and I'm not jinxing it. All right, now to get the van, I want to get the chains on and then try and work our way back up this hill. And just like that, we got the chains on. No big deal. Took me about, I don't know, 3 minutes. I've done it a few times. I've got plenty of practice under my belt. I've been telling Cameron, you should go throw your chains on, because he's also stuck, but he's up on the road or near the road. I'm gonna try and just drive on out of here. There's the hill in question. It doesn't look like anything on camera, but I kind of backed up here just a little bit, and now I'm gonna try and carry my momentum all the way up the hill. There we go. Oh, no big deal.
How'd you run them? You run
Should be on the bottom through the back behind. Alright, I was able to get Cameron unstuck, no problem. Hey, I just have a public service announcement. If you live somewhere where it snows and you have tire chains, you should learn how to put them on in like a controlled environment, not when you're buried in 5 feet of snow. I've had plenty of practice with mine and I could throw them on, no big deal, but I don't know. The people that I hang out with, they've never put tire chains on. I'm pretty sure I've told them multiple times, hey, you should like go to a parking lot and put these on and take them off and put these on again and then take them off. It makes it so much easier when you have to put them on the side of the road with cars whizzing by. I don't know, it's just a thought. Now there are many different cars, trucks, vans you could buy that you could live in the winter. No big deal. As long as you stay on the main roads and don't venture off too far into the backcountry, then you'll do completely fine. But there are those side roads that, you know, after a snowstorm like this morning, after a snowstorm, they won't be as accessible as most of your generic roads in town. Even the roads in town get pretty bad before the plows get to them. And when those plows are on the road, they're throwing snow left, right, and center. And there could be berms in the middle of the road that you could high center on if your vehicle isn't lifted or has a little bit of ground clearance from the factory. Like a popular vehicle around here is a Subaru, or like a truck, a Jeep, a Toyota 4Runner, or a Tacoma. See Tacomas and Subarus everywhere because they're a great platform. They're 4-wheel drive. You could throw a truck bed camper on the back of a Tacoma easily. And to be honest, I would love a setup like that. But the reason I chose my van is because they look really cool. Like, check this car out. It's a Subaru Crosstrek, and it's small, yeah, but you could easily throw a rooftop tent on there or sleep in the back. I don't know if you know this, but I had a Subaru Outback for a couple years. It was an 09 Subaru Legacy Outback. I don't know, it was a wagon, and there was so much room in the back to lay completely flat. All I did was lay down a couple backpacking sleeping mats and then my sleeping bag on top of it, and there was still enough room to keep my clothes and other stuff, food. I would take like week-long trips with that whenever this van wasn't running, so it was quite often. And then I replaced that eventually with my 4Runner that I just sold. Unfortunately, that platform would have been perfect to build out, but I already have plans to build this thing out next summer, so I wanted to focus on one vehicle. I'm in town now and I'm gonna go get me a good breakfast burrito. I just realized I still need to put my tire chains away. But if I did that right now, my burrito would go cold. And we can't have the burrito going cold. I'm not sponsored, I just really like these burritos.
Oh, what's going on with it? Mickey D's, man.
We're in the parking lot doing some chain practice.
Yeah.
Putting on the chain in a perfectly fine parking lot is way easier than
Like
doing it
a
on the
glove.
side of a road when you're buried in 20 feet of snow.
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say so.
Found a YouTube video on it. He's watching it right now, learning something. As for my chains, I'm running the Koenig XG12 Pros. I think that's just like the size of it. I'm not too sure. You could run those specs. 245. I'll say they fit my 225, 75, 16 tires. I'm running the Toyo tires, Toyo AT3s, I believe. They fit them perfectly, and they fit like a glove, really. It's so easy to put on, so easy to take off without having to drive over it. And with the Vanagon, I will say the trailing arm gets in the way sometimes. If you're running the bigger tire and the stock trailing arm without it trimmed, they will hit the trailing arm and knock all the paint off, causing rust and issues in the future. So just run extended trailing arms. It makes it so much easier. Or you could shave down that pinch weld and weld it, and you'll have enough clearance with the bigger tires and no extended trailing arms to run tire chains throughout the winter.
Video.
It's like Cameron's getting it figured out, which is awesome. Now when he's on the side of the road or about to go up the mountain pass and it says chains required, he's gonna be able to do it, no problem at all. This is just one way where we could get away with driving two-wheel drive vehicles here in the harsh winters of Wyoming. It's like he's getting a little, he's fine, I swear. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow.